stop, when the fences go off, and there's this goat that was there before. I guess she goes, "Where's the goat?" And we also get that great moment.
Hilarious.
We also get that great moment with the water. The where the water is the T-Rex, like, because the suspension in this film is what makes it, and what I think puts down the other two films is that you don't see a dinosaur, because you see the first, the Brachiosaur and all those ones, but then when they go on the actual tour, you don't see the raptors when they look into the raptor cage. You see the bushes moving, when they're eating that cow. But then when they go around the park, none of them show up. They're like, hiding sort of thing. And Ian Malcolm's like, well, that's the core of my theory. Mathematician theory is, you don't chaos theory. The T-Rex doesn't have park times and stuff like that. Jeff Goldblum in this film, playing Jeff Goldblum, as it's been said, he always plays himself, but he does it very well. Like, he literally looks like he's making up dialogue in the film. He's there in the car when Alan Grant jumps out the car and he goes, "I'm now in the car, talking to myself." That's chaos theory. But that thing happens. But nevertheless, what were we on about? The T-Rex gets out. And you don't see the T-Rex for so long. It doesn't show up until they're going back. The power goes off. Then this claw comes. Then you see the goat getting devoured. Then Gennaro, being a coward, decides to run off and go and hide in the toilet for some bizarre reason. I don't know why. I think as a kid
It was panic. I don't think he was thinking right.
Yeah, but the thing is, when you were a kid, didn't you think he actually went to the toilet? And then you get older, you realise, well, no, he didn't. He just went and hid in the stall. I always thought as a kid he actually went to the toilet, and then he's like, no, he didn't. He just went and hid in the stall, which is, one of those things.
Well, yeah,
you pick up
if you think it that way, I actually, I think it happened the same thing when I saw it for the first time.
Yeah, I think you just don't, being a kid, you just don't understand everything that's going on. But nevertheless, the kids are completely stupid. They don't know. I mean, you don't think that Tim, he's supposed to be this dinosaur geek, and he's read all these books like, Alan Grant's books and stuff. Don't think he'd know that a T-Rex's thing was based on movement.
Was based on what?
The T-Rex's vision is based on movement. Don't you think that if Tim was this dinosaur geek, don't you think he would know that?
Oh, yeah, I remember. Well, you're a kid. You actually believe anything you're said, so
Yeah.
that kind of explains it.
Well, to be honest, as a kid, you've never sat in a car as a giant dinosaur's just burst out of its safety vent. To be honest, but
I have.
you have. Oh, okay.
I'm joking.
Okay. Well, was it frightening? So she basically, Lex, the blonde-haired older girl, shines the torch out of the car. The T-Rex sees the light, goes after him. It ducks down, and you get there's so many great money shots in this film, but that moment of the eye irising, which was stole in the awful Godzilla later on, but that the eye sort of irising of the T-Rex, and then it comes through the bubble, the top of the glass. The kids manage to stop it, but then the T-Rex, thinking the car is another animal, starts attacking it and trying to bite into it. But then Alan Grant comes and saves the day, waves a couple of torches at it, tries to get the T-Rex to follow him. But then I don't get why Malcolm then gets out of the car and tries and does it. What was he doing?
You're right in all.
Because
But,
Alan
think-
threw his flare back into the paddock. The T-Rex was about to follow it away from all of them, but Malcolm gets out of the car and starts waving it to go back to him. What?
I think I don't know. Malcolm was kind of the macho man in the movie, so by trying to protect the children, and I think he was just a pickup to get Ellie.
Yes, well,
Telling Ellie, no, Malcolm did this to save us.
yeah. And so in the car right before that, Betty says, "Yes, I'm always on the look for the next Mrs. Malcolm," and he says, "So you and Dr. Sadler, and he's like, yes. Because he's tried to hit on her for the entire time they've been around the park, and then Grant's just like, well, yeah, we are shagging, actually. We are seeing each other, actually. And he's like, oh, okay. I'll stop then. Sorry. And then the car stops, and then all this happens. But basically, Ian is responsible for Gennaro's death, in my opinion, because he runs toward the toilet stall, gets knocked into it, and then and then Gennaro's there. All the toilet stall falls down, and he's just looking up at the T-Rex.
Do you think he maybe did on purpose? As a
what?
character, I know.
Why he didn't like him?
I don't know. Yeah, they were
Go
kind
after
of,
him!
really
Go after
different.
him! He's a blood-sucking lawyer. Yeah, but
Well, yeah, a lawyer, less lawyer, I don't know, a better
yeah.
world.
Yes. Well, yes, so the lawyer is the first one to die. He gets his head bitten off and chomped around.
What a great scene.
Yeah. And then later on, the park ranger guy and Ellie come back, and they turn over bits of it and go, I think this was Gennaro. I think this was too. Bits him everywhere. But one thing that bothers me about that whole thing, the first T-Rex attack still looks fantastic to this day, but its continuality is something to be desired. When you first see in the daytime they go through the T-Rex viewing area, there is door on either side, like like the big park doors. Where have they gone when the T-Rex is coming through those trees and it's running after them all the way up the park? Where have those doors gone?
Well, you got me there.
Yeah.
I
Also,
think
where
that
did the cliff come from?
the cliff. Well, it was they were trying to recreate the world as it was, in those days. I don't think we have any evidence to know if they were.
I know,
sand,
but
here in the
when
park,
they
but
go into thing, the goat is level with them, right? And I saw this site
yeah,
yesterday. I tried to claim that the goat was on some sort of raised thing or something, but the T-Rex, right, is on ground level with them when it breaks out. But then when they go over, there's suddenly this massive fall with these trees. What?
yeah. Now you mention it, well, I think you should talk to the director.
Yes, Mr.
I mean,
Spielberg, me and you. I'm just gonna call. I'm gonna call Stephen tomorrow. And I'm gonna say, right, Stephen, you got to answer me these questions because this is really bothering me. Where did the door go on the Tyrannosaurus paddock, and where the fuck did the cliff come from? I'm sure he's probably been asked that before. But then the stupidest stupidness happens. The big guy who shut down the park. Why does he go through the park to get to the docks? Why didn't he go with every other member of staff that left safely?
Well, I think that's another question for one, and two. Well, no,
Yeah, and then he knocks
uh,
down the sign.
you what?
And then he knocks down the sign, doesn't he? And then he can't find his way to the docks. Has he never been to the docks? Has he never
Well,
come onto the island from the docks? How the fuck did he get there?
I don't think he ever, drove one of those jeeps to the docks. Maybe it was,
Maybe he
went
flew
by
in.
chopper.
Maybe there was Jurassic
what?
Park. Maybe Jurassic Park Airport was on the other side of the island.
Oh, that would explain it.
Yeah. I just didn't get it. It's like, why did he have to shut the park down to go through all the things, whereas everybody else just left? And they got to the boat fine. Why couldn't he just have done that?
I think if you're going to explain it somehow with the movie script, the guy was in panic to get out of the island as soon as possible and get the money.
Well, as a person I was about to say read the book, or I listened to the book. In the book, he intends to return. He leaves with the intention to return to the control room and turn Jurassic Park back on. He was just going to basically take the embryos to the boat and then come back. Maybe that would explain it. Really, the book is something that explains a lot of things. It explains how they actually did the DNA process in a bit more detail.